So, good morning friends. Today we are going to have our essay lecture. We will continue from our last lecture where we were doing philosophical essays. Now, for the technique which is required in general for the essay, I have already told you that you have to use the phase technique. Then for philosophical essays, especially you have to use the DEAN, Dean technique, where the description of the essay, exposition of the essay, arguments and narrative will ensure that you have much better marks as compared to other candidates, because this exam is a relative exam, and if you do well as compared to other candidates, you are going to score much better. As I say this, I would like to give you an example through which you will be able to understand the nature of the examination. How you get marks, why some people get very good marks in essay and others are stuck at this range, or at most they get 130. This is the range of average performers, and the kind of preparation which we are doing, going by your capabilities, as I have seen some of the essays, I am quite sure that most of you will score in this range. Some of you will also be able to breach this range, 160 plus. So what happens there in the UPSC examination? What happens when the examiner is evaluating your paper? I have 10 essay papers with me. I see that the 8 of the essay papers are average. So accordingly, I give them marks 130, 135. But in 2 of the essays, I find that there is uniqueness. They have followed the technique as I told you. Familiarity of the topic is there, phrase technique, anecdotal introduction. They are using the creative writing techniques, and examples they have given aplenty. They have followed the pattern which I told you, according to which there should be smooth transition from introduction to the body, and various paragraphs of the body should be so connected, so well connected, that there is no bump. It does not appear that in one paragraph you are writing a theme and suddenly a theme from nowhere appears. And some people don't follow this pattern. You must keep in mind that you are writing one theme in one paragraph. Whenever you are going into another paragraph, use a connecting words like moreover, however. You are writing grammatically correct sentences. So in these 2 essays, all these things are there. These essays are displaying paragraph, points, diagrams, flowcharts, wherever required, examples from their own observation, as we have seen in the last topic we dealt yesterday, and we will see today. And these 2 essays, they might have done a little better than these 8 essay topics, but if you look at the marks, they will be in the range of 150 to 160. Why? Because a little bit of difference which these essays were able to create has been so remarkable and significant that the examiner is bound to give more marks, exemplary, exceptional marks to these essay topics. This is called relative examination. You have to do relatively well. Even if you are doing relatively well, you not only pass the exam, you pass the exam with flying colors. This is I wanted to tell you. Now, as we have seen the yesterday in our last class. Every adversity brings an opportunity. Every adversity brings an opportunity. This is the topic. We have chosen the topic because it is familiar to us. We will do the anecdotal introduction as we do generally. I have told you to generate certain points. We can cite the example from world history, from Indian history, and use them in introduction to give a contrasting viewpoint that yes, adversities can lead to an opportunity, or there are certain adversities which don't lead to an opportunity. These two contrasting points can be presented in the introduction itself with an example. This example can be realistic, which has happened in the past, something which is happening with you, or it can be an imaginary stuff, an imaginary story. Everything will work. Till the point it is connected with the topic, it's all okay. If you have given a quote here, that's also fine. If there is a quote which justifies the topic, then it is fine. But if you are giving a quote which is not connected with the topic, then it is not going to fetch any marks, and in fact it will create dissonance in the mind of the examiner. So better idea is not to put the quote. Just putting the quote will not give you marks. As I interacted with many aspirants who wrote essay in this examination 2023, so they were saying that, sir, I reflected the value of leadership, I reflected the value of empathy. When I asked how, then the examples which they gave, some of them they naturally were able to provide this example connected with the topic. But some of them were forcefully putting up these values in form of examples or their viewpoints. That will not fetch you marks. You don't have to be mechanical. You have to be spontaneous. And the preparation which we are doing now is leading us towards that. Most of the points which we generate in the class, I also generate spontaneously, because I am not somebody who will tell you to do something which I can't do. It's not that I prepare the essay for last 15 days, then I explain it in the class, or for any class. Those who know me well as a teacher know that this is not my style, because I am not going to do something, or as you get the model answers, they are also written in the specific time limit. If I can't do it, I believe that you also cannot, and I should not tell you to do that. So, in this we have seen every adversity brings an opportunity. Two viewpoints we saw in the description part: adversity bringing opportunity, adversity not bringing opportunity. Few more things can be explored, and in this we saw the examples from world history, Indian history. We saw the example from politics, we saw the example from economy, from geography, everywhere. You can bring the example from your personal life as well. This is one pattern. Another pattern which you can follow is, you can see the example from individual level, in your own life, adversity bringing opportunity. In your own personal life, what has happened as an individual. Then you will see it as the family level, that is in your family, parents and other family members, how the adversity was there in the family and they found opportunity in this, how in some cases they were not able to find an opportunity, the examples. Then the society you live in, From there you can put examples for both perspectives. Then for your state, district or state, the society means here your neighborhood. Then you go to the district level or state level. How in your state, people living in those states where natural calamity is quite common, the flood is quite common, earthquake is quite common, they can cite the example of adverse like Gujarat. Earthquakes are quite common. So you can cite the example of any particular earthquake after which it became very devastating situation. And the state of Gujarat was reeling under economic devastation. Migration of people from the state of Gujarat to Maharashtra. The state government machinery was helpless. Central government fund was also not so supportive. This happened after Bhoj earthquake. They took it as an opportunity. Followed another model of development that is called Gujarat-led model of development. And the state prospered like anything. Likewise, we can put an example of Bihar. The state of Bihar was quite poor. All thanks to the regime of Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav, who in his regime of 15 years completely ruined Bihar. When Mr. Nitish Kumar came as a CM of Bihar, he saw that the situation, the infrastructure is so bad. So he focused upon the development of physical infrastructure. Along with that, he focused about the development of the girl child, empowerment of the women. And there came prohibition also. Prohibition which is prevalent in the state of Gujarat already. He applied that to Bihar also, because that led to the alcoholic behavior of many low socio-economic families were devastated because of this alcoholic behavior of the earning member of the family. The male members of family were quite consumed, completely devastated because of their alcoholic behavior, alcoholism. So the CM thought of bringing the prohibition, took the adversity as an opportunity. But there are other states like Jharkhand where the situation was already bad, but all the different governments who came to rule, they did not use the adversity as an opportunity, but made the state governments further poor. Likewise, after the state, you can go to the national level. How adversity was turned into opportunity. How adversity is turned into opportunity, you can see in the example of Pulwama. After the Pulwama terrorist attack, the government thought that no, a befitting reply should be given. They shifted the benchmark itself. Till now, the benchmark was that the Air Force will not be used to enter the enemy borders. Even if the terrorist attack is done, it will lead to war. But government of the day, the current government, went ahead and did airstrike. Balakot, airstrike. So many terrorists were killed. The whole station of terrorists were killed inside Pakistan, inside the borders of Pakistan. We changed our benchmark. Adversity turned into opportunity. In the international scene, we have gone from where? Individual level to the family level to the neighborhood then to your district level, then to your state level, then to nation and international. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Seven different perspectives in both of the ways, that is adversity leading to opportunity, adversity not leading to opportunity. So for two examples in each perspective, you will have 14 examples. 14 examples in total. Out of them, you can use 2 examples in intro, 2 examples in conclusion. 2 in conclusion, 2 in intro. And your essay will be organically prepared. We have seen 2 methods. One is seeing different dimensions: geography, polity, economy, history, Indian history, world history, personal experience, and then individual level to international level. We will today see the third level also, third method also. Likewise, you will have so many methods. By the time you go to write your essay, if you are working on all the techniques which I have told you, you will be so well prepared that writing an essay will be easier for you, very easy for you, and you will be able to score this benchmark 150, 160 or maybe even plus. And once you have done well here and in the essay department, apart from the ethics and I wanted to mention ethics. If you have done well essay and then in ethics and took care of your optional really well, these 3 departments will fetch you good amount of marks to clear the examination. Likewise, as I have already told you, what happens is that many of the serious aspirants don't get opportunity to write mains itself because of the dicey nature of prelims. Prelims requires a focused study, hard work, but again in the right direction, because it is really disheartening to see people working so hard and not getting an opportunity to write mains because of the faulty preparation, because of the faulty techniques being used, not getting the right direction. For that only we have brought certain programs which you might have known by now. You can make a good judgment for yourself. As far as our party is concerned, we will do our duty with 100% conviction and integrity. Now, we will go to our another topic which I had given you as a homework. That topic was all that glitters is not gold. This is the topic. You might have done your homework which I told you. In the rough sheet, you have to jot down all the points which comes to your mind. all the perspectives which comes to your mind. There is a certain way of exploring these topics, because see what I have told you, the first and foremost thing is D, that is description. In the description of the essay topics, especially if they are philosophical, it is very important that you explore the topic completely, see the different dimensions of it, and that becomes a very difficult task. Let me tell you how and why. Let me tell you the technique also behind it, because once you know the technique, then only. See, as most of you are psychology students, you know one thing, there are two methods or two types of learners. One is your convergent, another one is your divergent, or two ways of thinking, convergent thinking and divergent thinking. Most of the institutes, they believe in this convergent thinking. They give lots of material, study material, in that 70% of the stuff is unnecessary, 30% is useful. What happens with the aspirants? They are lost in that 70% of unnecessary material, never get an opportunity to lay hand over the 30% of the material. It takes lots of time, many mains, they write 3-4 mains, and after that they realize that this is not important. Because for UPSC preparation it is important that you not only know what to study, you must know what you should not study at all. So many books are suggested, this book you read, that book you read. What happens after reading so many books? Just to justify that you read it, it will be helpful to you, you justify it just because you see there is something called post facto analysis. Once you have read it, you will say, okay, yes, that was necessary. After reading this, I realized, okay, I have different perspectives. But that is not true. The truth is that you wasted your time. What should ideally be the approach in the current scenario, which people have not been able to understand? Only a few of them have understood. That divergent thinking is required. That you are given not only that 30% of the material which is specific to the examination, you are also taught how to explore that using your grey matter, using your intelligence, your experience, that you have application, you have examples, you have very great command over the concepts. This holds true in essay as well. In essay also, this is important. That not only are you given the right techniques, as I told you, you have to collect the powerful sentences. One is that, see, our specific material, specific study material for essay, which will have compilation of the best of the essays. Those students guided under me who have done very well in the examination, those who have scored really well in essay, that compilation of the essays will be there. A list of powerful sentences and perspectives will be there. Then a list of words, the technique which we are using, that will also be given to you in a written format. Then we do a lots of practice, which will help you achieve your milestones. This should be the ideal approach. In between, we'll do one more thing which is not done by any of the platform, Prezi writing. I'll give you a paragraph and you have to summarize it. We are doing reverse engineering here, not done by anybody. Now, when you go reverse for any process, if you have to master it, you have to go reverse. For UPSC preparation, If you have to master the UPSC preparation, start from the interview. This is your prelims, which requires you to study. Here, prelims, donkey work, lots of hard work required. Main examination requires you to organize your answer. Organization is seen, writing techniques, organization. Then in the personality test interview, here, your characteristics, whether you can walk the talk. What I say, you should start from here, from interview. Whatever is required to become a civil servant should be ingrained by you in your personality before you start for the UPSC preparation. When you have ingrained these things, what? Integrity, honesty, street smartness, not buckling under pressure. These things, if you have ingrained in yourself, then this work will be very easy. If you are driven by a passion, driven by the vision that I have to do something great for the country, you will not be bogged down by small adversities of life. Then these prelims and mains are very small things. Likewise, when we are saying essay, a topic is given and you have to blow it off. That is, you have to explore all the dimensions. We are going reverse. We'll do it later. When you do the reverse, when the whole paragraph is given and you are doing the summarization, you will realize how I could have done the process of exploring the topic, blowing up the topic. A unique technique which is required for you to understand the essence of the essay. We'll do in later classes. Here, all that glitters is not gold. Now, I'll give you another technique. Two techniques we have already seen. The third technique to explore the topic completely. First of all, get a grasp of what does it want to convey. All that glitters is not gold. हर चमकती हुई चीज सोना नहीं होती. That is, whatever is shining, whatever you see that something is brightly shining, something which is bright, all the light you see in the world all the pomp and show, all the show offs, things which appear from the surface. A similar topic a book should not be judged by its cover. All that glitters is not gold. They all are giving you a sense that to understand something deeply, to get a sense of something, we must take a dive into the water. We must not see the surface of the water and understand that it is very calm. A similar topic still waters run deep. From the surface the water is still. There is lots of depth in it. And on the surface there is lots of wave movements. On the surface of the water, then probably the depth of the water is very less. They are all similar topics. They have different context, different sense. but they are all indicating towards one fact, that if you have to get to know a person, if you want to get to know a topic, if you want to get to know a scenario, you must not be impressed by the things on the surface. We will do our topic today, all that glitters is not gold. We have understood the topic. Now we will see the different dimensions of it. First is that from these different perspectives. First, we are just exploring the topic. Every glittering thing is not gold. Every glittering thing is not gold. One perspective. Second, every glittering thing is not gold. Gold does not need glittering. Every glittering thing is not gold. Gold does not need glittering. Two different perspectives, and within these perspectives we will just explore different examples, dimensions, case studies, anecdotes. Third perspective. Right now we have seen the positive part, that is we are going pro statement, whatever the statement is, all that glitters is not gold. Yes, every glittering thing is not gold. Gold does not need glittering. Now we will go reverse, that is we will go against the statement, that is glittering things are actually precious. Third perspective. Fourth perspective, how to differentiate glittering things are actually precious. We are saying reverse to what the statement, what the topic is, against the topic. As we had seen, adversity leads to opportunity, adversity does not lead to opportunity. Two perspectives we had seen in the last case. Here we are saying doing the same thing but in a different manner. Glittering things are actually precious. How to differentiate between mere glittering and high utility or preciousness. Mere glittering and high utility, they are two different things, but how to differentiate? That's a question which comes to your mind when you see the topic. Then what is the way out, the solution? A generic, broad based, long term solution? So that we don't get trapped by the mere glittering. way out to stay away from mere glittering. We have described the 5 dimensions of a topic which is given to us. This is very important. However way, either you use your individual to family to your neighborhood, then district, state, then nation and international level, or you use geographical, political, economic, historical, personal experience, philosophical also you can go, psychological perspective also you can bring. Or you use this method. In this method what we have done, we have just did a dissection. All that glitters is not gold. We are saying yes, everything, every glittering thing is not gold. Then we say gold does not need glittering. Then we say glittering things are actually precious. Then we say how to differentiate. How to differentiate between mere glittering and preciousness. How to differentiate? What are the way? How will we sense that? Then once we have sensed it, what is the way out? That is the long term solution, so that we don't get trapped into the mere glittering of the scenario or a person. Now, after having gone through these 5 perspectives, we will see example for each of them. Every glittering thing is not gold. For this perspective, perspective number 1, every glittering thing is not gold. Mind it that you might have used a different method, that's quite okay. It is your unique way. Don't change that. But what are we going to do? You follow one of the techniques which is explained in the class. It will become easier for you to write an essay in the exam if you follow this technique. Every glittering thing is not gold. Now, from where will you generate the examples? Don't go away, just see yourself. People surrounding you. As simple as that. That's why writing an essay becomes easier if you have this perspective, and it will become so difficult if you follow the techniques or the material which is provided in the market, so many lectures which are so useless. The idea here in our classes is to simplify everything. As one of the chairperson of the UPSC board, where I also appeared as an interviewee candidate, Alka Siroi ma'am, she used to say that this is just a common sense preparation. Yes, that is true to a large extent, but given the right direction. But if you are lost in the haywire which is there in the arena, then it will be very, very difficult. The basic design is to make things more complex. So we are simplifying it. Just look at yourself. And when you are there, the first set of people you encounter are your peer group. Now you are adults. Let's be practical. Now you are adults. People surrounding you are mostly not, you are not with your parents most of the time. Either you are with yourself or with your peer group. They may be in your physical environment or the social environment, social media environment rather, virtual environment. Physical environment, virtual environment. You interact with them in two ways. One is your physical environment. You talk to them, access them, you see them daily, or your virtual environment on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Instagram, many other ways. When you observe them, you will realize quite a lot of them appear happy, prosperous, and empathetic towards you. Happy, prosperous in their lives and empathetic towards you when you share anything with them. But what is the reality? If you scratch the surface, you will realize that first, their empathy is not genuine. They lack the genuine empathy. In their real life, they are not honest. Whatever you reveal to them as something which is a secret between you and the person whom you revealed it to, they have shared it with everybody. They were glittering with the guiding force of integrity, honesty, but actually in real life they are not genuine. Secondly, they appear happy and prosperous, but if you scratch the surface, you will realize, that these people are deep down full of stress and anxiety in their lives. On the social media, so many friends, you must have seen, there are people who have lot many friends on social media. But in reality, they don't have any friend who will come to their rescue if there is some problem. There are people who will sermonize very good values, but in real life, they are the pathetic people. They are cruel, actually. We'll see certain examples later on, but we'll go in an organized manner. So, surrounding you, the peer group, the first set of people you encounter, they were glittering with the ray of hope, but deep down they are sad. Firstly, they are sad, then they don't have genuine empathy towards you. And that's a sad reality, actually. Then we go to another set of people. Within the perspective of every glittering thing is not gold. Then another set of people you encounter, a larger group of influence on you, is society. This is you as an individual. You are surrounded by a sphere of influence. The first set of people around you are your peer group. Then a larger set of is your society. Now we are talking about the society. We are moving in this manner. Now talking about the society. What happens in the society? As we talked about, there are people, I'll give you an example. There is a person who was in Ministry of Delhi concerned with the Department of Child Welfare, a government servant, an All India Service Group A officer, Department of Child Welfare. He used to sermonize about, preach about the values of saving the girl child, empowering the women. He, when one of his close friend suddenly died, and he was not from a well-to-do family, he said that as far as your minor daughter is concerned, I will take care of the daughter. This is a real life case. Minor daughter. I will take care of the minor daughter. You don't need to worry. He, along with his wife, brought the child to their care, to their home. Now, you will be shocked and surprised to know that this person was actually harassing, beating, molesting the child on a regular basis, continuously, supported by his wife also, quite surprisingly. You can sense the cruelty which is prevalent here. Although the person on the surface was glittering like gold, he had a remarkable journey of career, but in reality, far away from the gold. Likewise, a few years ago, one of the Baba Ram Rahim Singh, he used to use so many titles. On the media and everywhere, what was his image? As a person who is almost an avatar of God. Empathetic, all-rounder. He used to say that he plays cricket, and he has taught many of the champion cricketers also how to play cricket. He is a very good swimmer, he knows everything. He used to run a hostel for women. Later on, it was realized that he was nothing but a criminal who used to harass these women. All that glitters, every glittering thing is not gold. Another example. If you just observe, you will realize within the sphere of society itself. Let's observe the social media. Social media, especially the platforms like Instagram, the Facebook, etc., where if you look at the profile of the people, especially those who are called stars, as you say Bollywood stars, glittering, already glittering. You know about them, they are so famous. Whatever a person can dream about, they are having it. On the social media, if you look at their profiles, you will be having a feeling of fear of missing out, FOMO, fear of losing out, FOLO. If you look at their lives, one of my batchmates was married to a TV actress, a famous TV actress of that time, not taking the name. because of ethical reasons. She appeared quite prosperous on the surface. This person also was a very successful software engineer. It looked like their life is very, very good, glittering life, as we can see. But when some years passed, this lady was brutally murdered by some of the people who had given her a huge loan. She had to take the loan to maintain her high quality lifestyle, which is a reality. If you look at these actors, actresses, all of them, they are deep down the debt just to maintain their good lives. On the surface they will have to show, because see, one of the actors bought Maybach, Mercedes Maybach GLS 600, cost around 3 crores. Now another actor will also think, okay, I should also buy it. Where to buy? You'll get the loan. There are people, maybe producers, business people, and criminal elements also, they may give you a loan. What will happen later? You have to pay the huge debt. Yes, whatever they are wearing on rent. Likewise, their house is on rent, car is also on rent and loan. So look at this. The huge debt they have to pay. How will they pay? They are already under huge burden. They cannot complete their projects. They are not successful as they show on social media. To pay these debts, they have to do extra work. And when they are caught around these criminal elements, their life becomes miserable. This is what happened with the wife of one of my batchmates. Now the thing is that it did not stop there itself. He was accused of this murder. Complete turmoil. The glittering did not get supported by the reality. All that glitters is not gold. We'll go to another level within this example only. If you look at, and as I am quite observant about these, I can give you examples. Same way as the Bollywood stars are showing their lives, likewise nowadays there is a trend of showing the glittering lifestyle of startup owners, the business owners. Some startup owners, especially I can name them. These two guys, husband and wife, they have started a company called Mamaearth. A company which makes baby products for the small babies. Now, if you look at their lifestyle, it appears they are always on the trip. They have no issues with money. But in reality, if you look at the life of a startup owner, it is very difficult. Even if for Byju's were being shown as if they are the great masters as far as startup economy is concerned. Byju became a billionaire. Byju's company acquired so many other startups, edtech startups. So they become the shark of the startups. But later on, when cases of fraud started coming out, so many employees were shouting on the social media that these people have not paid my salary. So many companies who had given loan to Byju's were unable to pay. Then we realized that glittering things are not gold. And nowadays there is another trend. If you just observe the life of civil servants, it has become a trend in the last 10 years especially, and especially the mostly the 5 years. Some of the aspirants who clear the examination, just after clearing the examination, they started putting up the content on social media in such a fashion as if the life is very cool and relaxed. There is no harm in that. But if you just scratch the surface, you will realize the life of a civil servant is very tough. Mind it, I am using the words very tough. Every day you will take one decision, one step ahead and two steps behind. Every day this will be the process with you. Unless you have that kind of a mental strength, you will lose out very soon. One of the guys who was selected for IPS was in Dantewada, Chhattisgarh. He was going by his car, traveling in his car. He left the car and went out for a cigarette. By the time he would have returned, his car was blown off. Just by seeing this violence, he resigned. If you look at the IAS officers, Divya Mittal, she did a wonderful job. But then transferred. Abhishek Singh, otherwise a wonderful officer. But he took a photo in front of a picture in front of the car. He was suspended. Now he resigned. So on the surface, all that glitters is not gold. I am just showing you the reality. It's not that you don't have the opportunity to work wonders there. Definitely you have. But glittering thing, the glittering part is a misnomer. Just give me a second. We'll move to another section. Now we'll move to another section within this perspective itself. All the glittering things are not gold. Politics. Now, politicians are the epitome, the best form of example when it says all that glitters is not gold. If you look at the promises of the politicians, what they promise, you will be surprised that how is it possible. They will promise something which is not going to happen. They will say that we will bring corruption to 0%. The education literacy will become 100%. Everybody will get a job, a healthy job, within a span of 5 years only. What are these things? Glittering suppositions, glittering thoughts. As we say, building the castle in the air. They are building the castle in the air. Dreams, daydreaming. They are doing the daydreaming thing. But on reality, if you look at scratch the surface, you will realize that all these promises were hollow. If not anything, hollow. Nothing happened. The literacy, far from 100%, it's still 75-80%. Unemployment, inflation, both are very high. The glittering promises did not turn into gold. As we have seen already in the bureaucracy also, what they are supposed to do, there are bureaucrats. Politics we have covered, now we are going to bureaucracy. What is bureaucracy supposed to do? Remaining anonymous, as I told you earlier. Anonymity is the hallmark of bureaucracy, right? They are supposed to remain anonymous and do work in the interest of public. What is happening now? And remarkably, a significant example is that not only the people who pass the exam, I have seen a trend among the aspirants also. They are also making reels, putting up on Instagram, how do they study. Now tell me, who is interested in how you are studying? You are making the reels, showing all the books, whatever hard work you are doing. Few things should not be shared. How wealthy you are, your religious practices, the work you are doing now. Even if you share, just share a bit of it. They are showing everything, making the reel from the room to the library. Getting up, somebody is there to make a video for them, constantly on the camera. Getting up, brushing their teeth, everything on the camera. Then going to the library, eating food in between. In between the library breaks are there for tea. That's also shown on the reel. Now this anonymity has taken a backstage. Mind it, those who will top the exam will never be seen on the social media before the result announcement. You will never know who are these people. Have you ever come across a person, okay, this person I know, he was doing so much of hard work and he passed the examination. No. किसी को नहीं बताने का. If somebody asks you, what are you doing? Say nothing, time pass, I don't do anything. I just sleep for 10 hours, 12 hours. How many books you read? I don't know. I don't read books. I am preparing, just my father told me to prepare, I am preparing. I have no interest in IAS. Tell people this version. Inside your room, study like anything. Be like a duck. If you see the duck on the surface of the water, the duck is swimming across. It will look like the duck is at peace. Not much of movement, but inside, paddling like anything. So much of movement. On the surface, you should appear at peace. Give people, okay, I don't know. What is this IAS? I don't know. Why preparing? I'm preparing for IAS. I don't believe IAS is a good job. And on the inside your room, inside your library, don't show anybody any book. They say, which books you are reading? No, I don't have any book. I have just a small book. This also sometimes I read. I have not even written my name here. Inside, all the notes very well prepared. Don't give any suggestion to people that you are preparing. Be anonymous. Your results will speak. Your results will create ripples, thunders. As we see, as the results are announced, there are people who say, "ये कैसे हो गया? How did he or she pass?" As one of the toppers, when she was asked, "You are always on the trip. How is it possible?" Then she revealed that this was my strategy: 15 days of work, then 2 days of holiday. She is not showing her hard work. On the Instagram, only the holidays are there. But you don't know what kind of hard work she is doing. That is the strategy to success. Be anonymous, do wonderful work. Your results will speak, and your life will become a lesson for others. Now, we have seen some examples from bureaucracy earlier also. B. Chandrakala. Deepak Rawat. Glittering like anything. She was in UP cadre. He is in Uttarakhand. On camera scolding everybody, all the subordinates scolded as if they are the superheroes. When you scratch the surface, you will realize the reality. It's not a good practice to start with, firstly. Secondly, the way they are conducting themselves is unbecoming of an officer. Glittering but not gold at all. So rather than glittering, believing becoming a gold. As I told you an example, just in a sarcastic manner. If you look at the people who do business, as we call them, people from business community, if you look at their lifestyle, or you go to Mumbai, if you look at the Mumbai local trains, even a person who is a millionaire will be traveling in the metro, traveling in the local train, having huge wealth, believing in the simplicity. They are the real gold. What happened during recession or during this pandemic, corona pandemic? During corona, a couple working from Microsoft, this couple was working for Microsoft, husband and wife both. Microsoft company, very good company. Their salary was also good. But the thing is that as far as their savings are concerned, they were very less. So during the corona crisis, they had to stay at home. Their salaries were also not getting accounted. Expenditures were the same. As they did not have the savings, they were forced after some time to sell bread omelette in the neighborhood. You see what is happening. Glittering but not gold. But those who are having huge savings, like we say, empty vessel sounds much. Empty vessel will make lots of sound. This is the same thing here. We have seen the bureaucracy also, many examples to make you understand the topic and giving you a perspective. Let's go to the world leaders. World leaders. Let's see an example. When Barack Obama became Barack Obama, became the president of USA, there was a huge amount of hope and promise. Everybody became so hopeful. When Barack Obama said, yes, we can, everybody in the world and in USA especially thought, yes, definitely we can. We can change the scenario. We can uproot the terrorism. We can reduce the discrimination and apartheid, the discrimination based on the color of the skin in America especially. The common American felt that the life of the Americans will become much, much better. These were the promises. It's not that he did not work, but it was like much ado about nothing. Lots of noise was created. Lots of noise created. But on the delivery front, not much moved. That is why the Americans were forced to choose Trump. If you perform poorly, then whatever is the option which looks better on the surface will be chosen by the people. Obama regime glittered but was not gold on the ground. These are the examples, mind you, that these are the examples I have generated through my own writing and life experiences, my own perspective. Now, let me tell you what you have to do. You have your own set of reading, you have your own set of examples, you have your own set of perspectives. Try to develop examples from your own life which are unique, which are full of conviction, where you use your own words. That will fetch you marks. Don't copy anybody's technique. I'm just giving you the ways how you can bloat the topic, how you can bloat the topic, completely explore the topic. You may be having certain other examples which are much better than these examples quoted, cited here. I have full belief in you. I have full belief in all my students. I don't belong to those category of teachers who say that the students have lesser IQ, students are not well prepared, they are not working hard. I know that is not the correct thing to say. I have full trust in you that whatever I am telling you, whatever techniques I am giving you, you are following that with honesty and integrity. And you will come up with the flying colors. We have explored only one perspective. All glittering things are not gold. Another perspective is from this only. Second one, gold does not need to glitter. Second perspective, as we had 5 perspectives, out of them the second perspective, gold does not need to glitter. Now you will move in the same direction as we followed in the last previous perspective. You will explore your own peer group first of all, your peer group. You will see that there are friends around you who are very honest with you. Who help you in the times of crisis. But many people don't even know that they are your friends. When you call them at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., they are helping you. But many people don't even know, because they are not showing off their friendship. They are actually walking the talk. When you are not studying for the examination, they are motivating you to study. They are not telling you to join them for a movie or waste your time. The gold which they are, they don't need to glitter. If you look at the society, if you look at the society, okay, Satish will discuss about the GS and CSAT just after we are done with this perspective. So, look at the society. Till the time Anna Hazare did not come to the limelight, he did wonderful job. In Ralegan Siddhi, the place where Anna Hazare belongs to, he has transformed the complete area, made it a high-tech area full of healthy infrastructure. People are prosperous there, where there was abject poverty, unemployment. Because of the sheer willpower of Anna Hazare, this place changed itself. Because he was working under the surface. He was a gold, he did not need to glitter. Likewise, when these people, Kejriwal, Aruna Roy, they all worked for the movement of RTI, Right to Information Act. Because of their hard work, now RTI is a reality. Right to Information Act, behind it there was lots of hard work, lot many movements, lot many sleepless nights. They did not need to glitter, but they had done a wonderful job in form of giving us the gold of RTI. Because of RTI, transparency, accountability, responsibility has been brought into governance. Working under the surface, not glittering, but working like gold. Look at the bureaucrats. There are people who have transformed it. Bureaucrats, technocrats. You must have heard the name of TN Session. TN Session was Chief Election Commissioner way back when elections used to be full of violence, criminal activities. Different booths where voting is done, they used to get captured. Because of the sheer willpower of TN Session and one more person, JM Lingdo. TN Session and JM Lingdo, they created wonderful scenario and made elections. He was also Chief Election Commissioner at a later stage. Elections become free and fair. Mind it, this was an era where not much of infrastructure was there. Free and fair elections were ensured because of the hard work of these two gentlemen, T.N. Session and J.M. Lingdo. Now you see, they were not glittering. But they were gold. They made a complete transformation of election scenario, but they did not say anything on the social media. They were just doing their work. T.N. Session once had to travel to a faraway village on an ordinary motorcycle, bike, sitting behind, going on these roads. It became very difficult for him, but he did it. He was threatened by so many political parties, those who believed in criminality in politics, but still he did it work with courage, fearlessly. He did not come to the media to say that I am doing all these things. It is just that after his tenure was over, we got to know that he has done the wonderful work. Likewise, there are so many people. Look at your family itself. The leader of the family, or rather leaders of the family, your parents, they silently support you till you become adults and even later on. They had to sacrifice so many things in their life, their time, their luxuries, just to ensure that they are parents of a happy, prosperous, healthy child. Gold that is not glittering. They don't go on saying on the social media, they don't keep on saying to others that I did lots of hard work for my child. When you become successful, you, as a gesture of devotion towards them, will say on media that I was supported by parents, but then they don't keep on saying to you. But they have done lots of work as far as your success is concerned. Look at the leaders, national leaders, a low profile leader like Lal Bahadur Shastri, who did a wonderful work. He was not a high profile, he was not outspoken, remained humble, but did wonderful work. He did not bow down to the international pressure in 1965. And he did show the Pakistan its place by remaining courageous. He was a gold, but he did not glitter, or he did not need to glitter. History is full of examples from people who have done wonderful work. As I had given an example to you in one of the classes, there was a person who helped Jews, who ensured that many of the Jews were rescued. Many of the Jews were rescued, but he never put it on the media, never spoken about it. After so many years, he was recently rewarded. But he rescued so many Jews. Thousands of Jews were rescued. When the Holocaust was going on, he silently supported them, gave them a place of hiding. He was a gold, but he did not need to glitter. You can cite the example of scientists who have done wonderful discoveries. Look at this mission. Chandrayaan mission. So many great scientists, brilliant brains are behind it. But they are gold who don't need to glitter. Unlike the politicians who are always there to take the credit, they are not going to take the credit. They are happy as the mission is successful. They are the gold who don't need to glitter. There are leaders in world arena. You must have heard the name of Yasser Arafat. Who was an Arab leader from Arabian nations, who worked relentlessly to ensure peace in the West Asia. To ensure peace in West Asia, he did relentless work. He was rewarded later on by the UN. But till the time he was working, and in today's arena, we don't know his name, Yasser Arafat. Only a few people who are into the civil services or who are well read might be knowing about him. These people did wonderful work, they were gold, but they did not need to glitter. They knew that our work will speak on for itself. Likewise, you should also become gold. Don't glitter, just keep doing your work. If somebody says you cannot do it, as I have told in the class earlier as well, just remain silent. The day will come when you will have your revenge in the form of success. And mind it, there is no better revenge than the huge success you get. You don't need to teach even anybody any lesson. They will understand their lessons. They will bow down to your success. So, work for the success. The second perspective we have seen in brief. All other perspectives we'll do in the next class, which will be tomorrow. Keep attending the classes. Whatever are your doubts, you can ask me. As far as the programs for prelims, GS and CSAT are concerned, many of you have asked me. You can get in touch with me on WhatsApp. We are making a full-fledged 100% free from errors program to ensure that you crack the examination with confidence, and if you don't cross the first hurdle, the whole year gets wasted, you get demoralized, and the examination pattern is changing like anything. The kind of questions which are being asked requires you to work with new sets of questions, which we will definitely put there. Requires you to work where each and every question of yourself is cleared. There will be doubt session 1-to-1. Mentorship will be given to you 1-to-1. The questions will be framed in such a manner that it gives you a feeling of holistic preparation, and you go in the examination and crack it with confidence, so that you can score at least 120 in prelims. After writing the prelims paper, GS paper 1 itself, you are confident that I am going to walk through it very coolly, calmly. Cakewalk, as I say. In the CSAT paper, there have been difficulty in RC section, reading comprehension section. We'll take care of that, because here in GS paper, there are various experts from geography, history, polity, economy, the experts from current affairs, those who will not only frame the question in the right manner, but teach you in simplistic manner when they explain the answers, and then when they are in your doubt session. Likewise, in the CSAT paper, we have a person from IIM, another faculty who is quite well known in the arena of reasoning, logical reasoning, quants and DI. These two will take care of the CSAT, and there you will skim through it. Even in the worst case, you will be able to score 100 marks. Worst case scenario, I am telling. And you will be able to walk through the prelims with confidence. And mind it, one thing you must understand. Once you walk through the prelims with confidence, that gives you a boost, and that boost is carried in the main examination as well. You might have seen certain people who are not very sure that whether they will clear the exam or not. Even after the announcement of result, of prelims, when they get to know that yes, they have passed, they have very less time to prepare for mains. Their confidence was already shaken. So better idea is to cross the prelims examination like a cakewalk. And in that, all these courses are always under my mentorship. So I ensure that your score of 120 in GS and 100 in CSAT will be there. There is no need to worry about it. When I promise it, it is delivered. So thank you very much. We'll meet in the next session tomorrow of essay. And keep following the techniques and tricks which are taught. Keep a track of how the essay is getting developed. Whatever is the doubt, you can ask me. Later. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.